Today I'm going to discuss about in detail of list is part of the collection, right? So what is a list? Okay, what is a list and what when to use the list and how to create the list and after creation of the list, how we are going to add the elements and play with this remove method or remove operations and delete updations and iterate and fetch the list from that, right? So we are going to learn the exercise example. Okay. So before going to start that, so as we know, right, list is an interface and which is yeah, so list is an interface and which includes all the method from the collection interface. It becomes a collection super interface of the list, right? And so when to use this list, right? Based on the behavior of the list, so we can decide that the usage and when to use. So whenever you a list means we need to we need to come to know that what is a list behavior. So list behavior is if you are adding a one element and if you are adding a multiple elements which maintain a sequence, which means insertion order will be maintained. So whenever you are adding element on the list, which will maintain the sequence, how you are going to add first letter should be A and B, something like that. Maintenance, the sequence will be maintained in the list, and also that list allows a duplicate element to be stored. Okay, and list can also store the null value in the list, right? And so basically the list behavior is based on the index base. So we have some for methods like base index based method like insert method and update method, delete method, search method. So by using the element we can do the some operations on that, right? Yeah. So next is like we have like classes which are implemented of the list methods. So and these are the methods are defined from the list, and that would be like add a element on the list and add all means add all the elements on the list. So to get that value from the list, so you have to provide the get method based on the index. It will be there and they should be iterated. You want to iterate it's the element sequentially, you use to use this method. So there are some set of predefined methods and so we are going to use it. And these are the four classes like array list class, linked list class, and vector class and stack class. These are the four classes which are implemented all those in implementation. So what we are going to do, so we will first learn about array list and which are mostly used in our automation side, right? Yeah. So then next move on to that array list. Okay. So array list is basically the resizable array. So the basic architecture is a array. Array means it is a there will be indexing order will be maintained 0 and 1 2. The element will be stored in the memory locations, and also it is a resizable. Earlier the array is a non-resizable. It was a fixed. It is a fixed one. So now the array list is a resizable and which is found in the which is available in the Java.util package, right? So what basically array will use for storing the many elements in similar data, right? So let's see that how to create a collection, array list collection, array list. Okay, let's create a array list. How to create and all the things. So you can see that example here. So let me try. So I took a program class in that and main method. So you can see that array list of a string and list is the reference and the new array list of the thing means it is the creation of the list. Okay. So and as you mentioned, it is we are going to store a kind of a string data type. So string values will be stored in that. Suppose if you want to store in an integer value, you have to create like this array list of integers and the reference variable equal to new array list, something like, and you can add the list dot add of integer, right? It is the integer, you can add the integer. Similarly, you can create a double type of integer, double type of array list. So you can add the double value. Similarly, we can create a Boolean array list. So array list, Boolean, and a new array list. So you can add true or false on that. Okay. So this is the way we can create the basic syntax I explained. Next, move on to that. Uh, we'll create a new array list in that programmatically. Like we'll follow some, as I told you, right, the creation of a list and adding the elements on that, and removing the element on the array list, and changing or updating on the element, right? And also iterating through the list elements. List elements actually, list elements. So what is mean by that? Suppose you added a few elements. Okay, you want to iterate by using for loop or iterator interface. Okay, I'll explain both these two directions, right? So let's do a practice on that, and some by using the creation and all those operation we'll perform it. And let's create a one class, and we'll try to create a list uh, class object, and we'll add the elements. Let's create a class name as a list example is Java class. Now in that, so let's create a main method. So now within the main method, so let's create a first we create a array list. Okay, so create a array list. So how to create a array list? So the class name is array list. Okay, and array list is a string type. So we can define the collection type, and you can import it. So so once you import, right? So the import statement which tell us, so the list will be available in the java.util array list class. Okay, and you can give that. So I'm going to create a automation tool names here. Automation tools. Okay, so and a new array list. Okay, so this is a syntax for creating array list. So there is another way we can create, like it is based on the class name, okay, and reference variable and a list class constructor. So there is another way. So we can provide a list reference. So okay, so list reference will be pointing to array list class, array list, array list class. So array list class. So because so as you know, right, a list interface, like a list is the interface which implemented array list. Okay, array list is a class and which implemented a list interface method. So the way we can write it. So list, and it is a string type of list I'm creating, and same automation tool. Okay, reference name automation tool 2, and create a new array list. So now here you can see the difference here is, so let me import it. Okay. Yeah, it is also available in the Java.util list interface. Okay. So the first one is like based on the class name and a class constructor. So this one is like it is a till now it is a like kind of implemented list, and this is the class. So the list interface is will be pointing to a list constructor or object, something like. Okay. So it is a super, right? It is implemented in a super kind of super. Okay, super class or whatever. So that is a super reference object. Okay. So let me comment this one. So we can use the above one only. Now, I want to add a list of automation tools which are available in the market. Okay, so the first one is how to add element. Okay, so like so adding elements. Sorry, adding elements. Okay, adding elements on the list. So after creating a list, we got a reference, right? There is a reference, and the reference that add is a method. So we can give that a string type objects. Okay. So playwright is a tool. Okay. The first tool which I am mentioning here. And also you can add the different tools, okay, which are available in the market. So Selenium is another tool, and then with semicolon. Now another adding JMeter. So which is a performance tool. And there is a one more tool like Beautifier UFT. Okay. So these are the tools available in the market. I added it. Okay. So now how many elements I added? Like one, 2, 3, 4, right? So what happened? So let me print the statement of the array list. Print, print the array list elements. And I'll show you that array list element is automation tool reference. Yeah. And also we can print that size of the array list. Okay. Print the size of the list. Size of array list elements. Size of the list. Okay. So the method is like reference dot size. Okay. Size is the method. Let me run this one. I will see the output and I will tell you the in detail how it is going to be stored in the data. Okay. So now you can see the print array list is like first tool is like Playwright and second one is Selenium and JMeter EFT and the size is 4. Now let's see that if the as I told you, right, array list is which will follow the array concept and so this is a kind of array in the internal, so which will be stored as a like this. So there is a kind of uh, size would be 4. Okay, so what is the size? Size is 4. So but as I told you, which is also follow like array list which also follow the index base, right? So which means it is a zero index. So the playwright tool is stored in the zeroth location. The index is 0, and the Selenium will is stored in the index of 1. The array index of 1. So array list index of 1 and the 2, right? The JMeter is stored in the array index of 2, and the last one is EFT is stored in the third index. So whenever you what is the array list size is 4, but index is 3. The highest index is 3 and the lowest index is 0. Index is start from 0 and n minus 1. So which means size is a n. Okay, size minus 1 is 3. So upper index is 3 and lower index is 0. So basically, so array list which will maintain like this only, the index based storage. So based on the index also we can add the value or we can retrieve the value. So that's what I explained in the starting, right? So let me see that other operations, right? Yeah. Now let's remove, okay, remove the elements, element from the list, from the list. Okay. So what is that? Reference area to automation tool and remove. So you see the remove and you can specify the index. So which index you want. So as I told you, so the playwright is stored in the zeroth index and Selenium is the one index. Second one is the geometry is the third index and fourth index. You see that how we are added the order. Okay, so the first element is added a playwright. Okay, so which order is 0 index, and the second one is Selenium is added and the index is 1, and the second element and the kind of 2 and 3. So it maintain insertion order, right? It maintain insertion order as I told in that. So let me remove this one, the JMeter, the index is 2. Okay. So let me add it, the 2 and print the array. So JMeter, the tool name should be removed from the list. So let me print this one and the index is 2. So index I'm giving index is 2 and let's print that in the element after, in the list elements after remove index. So let's see that now you can see that yeah, first as we know there are 4 elements and the JMeter also exists and the size is 4. Okay, so after that we perform that remove the element and which is index 2. So index 2 element is a JMeter. So and we printed it without JMeter, which means it was removed, right? Yeah. So now we can add, we can update. Okay, we can update the value. We can update the element from the list. The list based on the index operations. So all of them are index operations. So existing thing, if you want to do anything on, you have to follow the index. So system dot, I'm sorry, tools, okay, automation tools dot. So you want to update in the sense, we have an update with it. No, we have to add only. So add, and you have to specify that index and element. Okay, so which index? Suppose I want to add a Selenium version. So what is the index? Index is one, okay, 0 and 1, right? So one index, and I'm updating the Selenium version, uh, Selenium underscore V. Suppose I currently like 24.0 something like. So I added a version. So the tool version I added. Initially it was only name. Now it is added. So let's after print and we can see that. Okay, so let me print after date. Let's print this one. Now you can see the, you see that earlier it was a Selenium, and now it was printed to like added to Selenium version, right? Which we added based on the index, we added the index is 0, right? So in the 0 place, it is the Selenium is there, and now we added to that. Okay, yeah. Suppose I want to add a, I want to fetch. Okay, I want to fetch the value. I want to fetch or get the element, get the element from the list. So suppose the method is like a system dot sorry test automation tool, and get is the method to fetch the value from the element, and you have to specify the index. So I'll specify the index is 2, and the index 2 is existing 0, 1, 2, right? So yeah, it comes this one. Yeah, 2 in the sense it will be a Selenium. Yeah, I think, yeah. Let me print like this. Otherwise it will not get get value. Print that array from specific value. Specific value. Okay. So get value. So what is the get value? Get value is, so automation tool dot get of index to Selenium. So 0 and 2, yeah. So Selenium, right? So this is about that basic operation. Now we can perform the uh, iterations using for loop. Okay. So iterating through a list. Okay, iterating through a list. Let's see that. First one is a we use for loop. Okay. So this is a, I'm using a for each loop. Okay. So we need to specify that it is a string type values, and what is the yeah, string type values, the element. Okay. I'm taking the a tool. If you view that, the reference name is tool, and do the semicolon. And what is the tool reference? Automation tool. Okay. Basically, it is a collection object, and so this is the current one tool. So the type is string type. So we are fetching from the list of tools. So we are fetching one each time. We are fetching one tool. Something like, okay. So let me copy this one and print the list using loop. Okay, for loop and for loop tool. Yeah. So each iteration, one tool will be printed. Okay, so let's see that. So let me explain again. Okay, so this is a reference of one array list collection, right? So which hold all the tool names. Okay. In that, by using the for each loop, each tool, right? For iteration, one tool will be fetch from that based on the indexing order, and which will be printed here. Yeah, you see, Selenium Playwright and Selenium version and Selenium and UFT. So this is the way you can uh, print the values. Okay. Yeah, for iterations, I will take another video. So that's all about the video. Thank you for